and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a very chatty get ready with me. My boyfriend actually came up with the idea because it's been so smoky here in Washington. The air quality is actually unhealthy right now, and he said, oh, you should create like a Seattle smoky eye, but I actually kind of like the idea because it allowed me the opportunity to talk about the unhealthy quality of the air conditions and just how thankful I am that I normally don't have to live in conditions like these, but just kind of bringing attention to that topic. And also, pun intended for this one, transition into how the beauty community is kind of going up in smoke right now, just because there's so much drama, even concerning the eyeshadow palette I used today, and even just beauty YouTubers in general. So I kind of want to touch on both of those things, and also do this smoky eye to kind of connect it all. So I hope you guys are excited for this chatty get ready with me video, and let's get started. Before getting started, I did want to just show you guys what the smoke looks like right now, just because it's so bad. It's actually unhealthy right now for me to be outside. When I was looking at a map, it's considered unhealthy to be outside. And normally, you guys obviously wouldn't know what my view looks like, but you can see the mountains. I'll actually include some pictures because normally I take sunset spam photos and post them on my Instagram stories because it's so beautiful. But you should be able to see the mountains right there, and you can't. And I'll even darken this up a little bit so you guys can see, make out details of like the waters right there. If you can barely see that, that's a little bit better. You can kind of see the water. But yeah, you can't even really see it right now. For starters, I'm using this new Thrive Causemetics foundation, but this is the new CC cream from Thrive Causemetics. And honestly, if the beauty community wasn't going up in smoke, right now, I feel like people would be talking about it because it's insane. Thrive Causemetics is a smaller cosmetics company, in comparison to like Sephora or like Morphe or even like NARS or something like that. But they're honestly, first of all, I know the Thrive Causemetics team pretty well. I've worked with them for a couple of years and I absolutely love them. They are so sweet. This foundation is phenomenal. I'm just amazed at how well this foundation blends, and it's literally like flawless. My skin looks so beautiful wearing this. So I don't know if I'll be wearing another foundation ever again for the rest of my life. I mean, that's a lie, I will, but this foundation is insane. So I just want to show you guys and mention that before I get into my video. And then they also came out with their sponge too. I like it because it's flat, so I feel like you can really get in that inner corner, which my problem areas when I'm doing my makeup are underneath my eyes and in the corners of my nose. So I can get a beauty blender that will just really get in there. It's like, I mean, not beauty blender, sorry, but like sponge, beauty sponge that can get in there. So my boyfriend was joking around saying, oh, you should do a video because it's smoky, do a smoky eye because it's smoky outside. And I was like, well, I don't really want to make a joke about the fact that there's tons of forest fires happening right now. But I decided, you know, I'm not going to make a joke out of it. I'm going to use the smoky eye as a way to talk about it and talk about the forest fires and the air quality right now. And it's horrible. It's actually considered unhealthy. I, to be honest, didn't even really know where the fires were happening. I thought they were in Canada, and they are pretty much. They're pretty much in northern Washington and also Canada as well. I can show you guys some pictures of like the live view of where they're happening. So it's a lot. There's a lot of fires happening right now, and the air quality is worse apparently than Beijing. And just hearing that, like, as stupid as this is, like, I just feel like sometimes I just get in my own little world and I don't think about that. I don't think about the air quality being like this for other people all the time. Pause. This foundation's so good. Like, I don't even need concealer, so I'm going in with the Thrive Causemetics. This is their new Filtered Effects powder. It's coming out on the 22nd. So I put this on Tuesday, so that's tomorrow. It comes out tomorrow. But yeah, I just think it's pretty easy to get in your own little bubble and not think about the fact that other people have to experience this air quality all the time. Like, that's normal for them. And part of it's frustrating for me because I try to be aware of other people and what they're going through, and it's frustrating to me sometimes living in this the community. I mean, not everyone's like this, but sometimes you get people who are like frantically worried about even being outside because it's so unhealthy. And like, yeah, it's definitely unhealthy. But when you think about people who are living maybe closer to the fires or who have lost their homes, like, I think having a little bad air quality is like perfectly fine for me, considering it's not like this most of the time. And I honestly can't imagine living in an area like Beijing where this is normal for them. It just makes me really appreciate where I live, and it makes me realize that I really take for granted my air quality. I mean, Seattle is really well known for the quality of water even, and air quality too, but it's just not something I I really think about on a day-to-day basis. So even though this sucks, like it's definitely temporary. It's never like this. Our air quality is usually phenomenal and beautiful, and I live in such a beautiful place, and it makes me really sad thinking about this and thinking about people potentially losing their homes because of the fires, or people fighting the fires too. So yes, the air quality is horrible right now, and I feel like there's not really a lot of people that know about it that live outside Seattle. Maybe they do. There's that. Also, a good way to segue into the beauty community going up in smoke. So today, I thought it'd be actually a pretty good palette to use. So this is the palette I'm using today, and I'll be talking about when I'm using it, like kind of the drama surrounding it, which is kind of unreal to me. I also got this sent to me from Laura Mercier. It's their new translucent powder. I don't know if I want to call it translucent powder. It's basically their highlighting powder, but when you apply it, it just, it's a setting powder. But normally setting powders are like this, where they're kind of mattifying. And for someone with dry skin, that just does not always work. This actually has a highlight to it, but it still sets it. So for me, I've been trying this the past couple days, where I'll set the high points of my face. I'll just set my whole face with this powder, and then their brush as well. And I'll apply my highlighter afterwards. The combination is so good. Honestly, like, I've been using this every single day, and I don't see myself ever stopping. But this, I just put the smallest amount on, and you can see it's just like such a gorgeous highlight. But like, it's not like too intense. Like, it just isn't, I mean, it looks kind of intense. I'm looking at the viewfinder, it looks kind of intense, but it's just so like, I guess subtle? I don't even know how to explain it, but it's beautiful. And their brush is honestly so soft and easy to use. Like, this is one of those things that I don't really get excited about. I don't usually get excited about powder, but both the Thrive Causemetics setting powder and then this powder are insane. And I got them both last week, and I've been using them like literally nonstop. If you guys don't know, I mean, first of all, I'm not a drama channel, so, and if you guys don't know what drama channels are, so you know how there's like stars and celebrities who are actresses and actors, and then they have like, there's like tabloid magazines like talking about the good and the bad. Basically on YouTube, there's like beauty gurus, but there's also like the Shane Dawsons and those type of people too. And there's drama channels that are basically like tabloids, and they'll just like cover all the drama. And I'll admit, I actually love watching, well, not all of them, but specifically Peter Mon. I love watching his videos. I think he can make a point about things, but he does it in a different way that's not necessarily like, I mean, they're not always positive, but I feel like he does it in a classy way, where some people just are not classy at all. But I love watching his videos, and honestly, like, I really do enjoy watching drama channels, which is not a good thing because they're perpetuating like negativity, but it's like I don't even want to admit that, but I do enjoy watching them. I know it's like something I probably should work on. So you guys don't know what drama channels are, which again, if you watch my videos for Disney content, you probably don't know, because drama channels don't really cover the Disney YouTubers. I would definitely say there's a category for Disney YouTubers. There's definitely a lot of us, but it's just like almost like untouched yet, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like when it comes to other Disney YouTubers, I don't even hear about any drama between other Disney YouTubers. Like, we're all kind of doing our own thing, and then it's just all like the beauty community that's like getting hit hard right now. Which I'll also talk about why I don't consider myself like a beauty makeup guru or makeup YouTuber, and why I really don't want to be considered like just a makeup person because of this. There was like an issue where, I mean, people are friends and then they have blowouts, and it's just like, I just feel like sometimes that part of YouTube is just very childish, and it just feels like high school or middle school. Going with bronzer, pause again, for the Hoola bronzer with Benefit, I'm just using their brush. I really like their brush, so I'm using that to my face, and that's what we're gonna do. That's the thing, is like, do I really want to be a beauty YouTuber? I know originally that's what I started my channel for, but you see people just like tearing each other apart and just being mean, and it's just like, I don't even know if it's worth my time. Like, for me, it's just really sad, because beauty, I don't see beauty as being something that's just skin deep or makeup related. Like, I think when you're a beautiful person or you're promoting beauty, it's like all around beauty, like being kind to other people and being positive and being nice and saying the right thing or being nice to someone even when it's hard, you know? Like, to me, that's beauty. It's not necessarily like the makeup I'm putting on my face. So it's just hard for me to watch this and see people just like ripping each other apart, and it's like, I don't necessarily want to be a beauty guru, because I feel like the whole community has just such a negative rap now, and people just get so negative. It's just really, I mean, it wasn't used to be like that, but it's just sad seeing people just tear each other apart because of like an eyeshadow palette, and people are just getting so offended by an eyeshadow palette. It's like, really? Anyway, so there was these 4 beauty guru people, and they were on this brand trip, and I feel like a drama channel right now, even though I'm definitely not. I'm just recapping for you guys because you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. They decided to recreate the Kardashians photo. I guess there was a photo that they took on Kylie's birthday where they were all flipping off the camera, which personally, I mean, do whatever you want to do. I just personally would never really do something like that, just because I just feel like it's kind of vulgar, and I mean, I don't really care that they did that. It's like, it wasn't like offensive to me, but it's not a photo like I would ever care to recreate. I mean, maybe as a joke with my friends, maybe, but I definitely would not post that to social media. One of them posted it to social media, and what they're claiming, or the other three are claiming, is that they thought they were just recreating the Kardashians photo, which it definitely looks like they were recreating the Kardashians photo if you're just looking at it without a caption. But then they were all friends with this other person, and one of them made the caption saying like, "You're bitter because we're better off without you." And then the other ones are claiming that they had no idea, but it's like, who knows if they actually knew when the person posted it that that was the caption or not. So then everyone's freaking out because the person that they were talking about just released all these videos talking about like why he hasn't had the best rap in a while, and why he might be like not the nice person ever. And I don't know, I haven't really had an opinion one way or the other. I haven't watched the series, but from a lot of people, like, it definitely said that they had a lot more of appreciation for him after doing the series. So they were just saying it was bad time because this person just talked about, like, opened up and was really vulnerable about all these things they've gone through in life, and they were doing this. And then I'm not really sure how this happened, but somehow people dug into the 4 people that released the photo of them flipping off the camera, and they all like had racist tweets or something. Again, I've looked into it briefly, but it's just like there's been so much going on and so many videos regarding it, it's almost overwhelming to look at it all. I'm taking the Patrick Blush MAC collection blush called I'm Not Blushing, and I'm also using that same brush. What I've noticed with this brush is you can kind of like tap into the dual blush and then like kind of sweep it across the cheeks. But seriously, this brush is awesome. Like, I wasn't expecting to love this brush as much as I do, but I do. Anyways, so yeah, it's just like that's just been going up in smoke. And like even James Charles, who is also another beauty YouTuber who has had like controversy in the past, he posted the funniest photo on Instagram talking about like he's just like on the ground and he's just like sitting here watching the beauty community go up in smoke or burst into flames, and it was so funny. But yeah, so then everyone's upset with them because they said racist things, and the whole reason they said they didn't want to be friends with the other person in the first place was because he was racist. And it's just like, I don't know, this whole thing is just blown up, and it's just like, man, it makes you not want to be a part. This is too much blush. Oh well, it's fine. To be part of the beauty community. And like, I originally started creating videos for makeup, and they didn't really turn out. I mean, they were okay, but like there was already so many YouTubers doing beauty stuff. It was like, do I even really want to create content because it's already been created? And I feel like you have to be so different and so unique to really like grow your channel in the beauty community. Perfect example. I love Raw Beauty Christy. She is someone who is not a size 00. She does not have a flawless, perfect complexion. But then with makeup products, like, so she's raw in the sense that like she's just someone that you could like totally relate to because she's just the average Joe type of person, but she's incredible at makeup. Like, she's such a amazing artist. And then on top of that, she's just real. But it's just funny because she like cusses, and she's just very honest. Like, even about her reviews on things, like she's just very honest. For me, if I don't like a product, I just won't mention it. Jaclyn Hill is the same way, where she just won't mention things that she doesn't like. And it's like, for me, it's like, why waste my breath talking about the negative? Like, even though I can totally understand people being honest about a review and being honest about something if they think something's really good. Like, if most people are BSing it and saying like, oh, this product's really good, but really it's not. Like, I do appreciate people coming out and saying it's not. It's just something that I just am not going to be the person to do it. But she is, and I love her videos because she's just very open and honest about things. And honest about things she likes and honest about things she doesn't like. And I think she's done really, really well recently because of that. And I just think she's awesome. It's just really sad to see the beauty community. It's like something that I don't even really want to be a part of right now because it's just so not good. It's just really sad. I'll be touching up my brows with the Goof Proof Brow Pencil from Benefit. I did them this morning on my way to work. But yeah, so that's just my 2 cents on it. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like watch those videos? Do you guys know what's going on with all that? Like, it's just really, and even like one of them I did watch, because one of the people who was like a part of the 4 people that made that photo where they're flipping off the camera, she made an apology video, and I did watch that, and I watched people reacting to that, and it was really interesting. I don't know, watching it, like, I watched it before I watched anyone else's opinion on it so I could make my own opinions about it, but it didn't seem genuine to me. It was really cringeworthy, and I don't know, like, I want to believe her. Like, if you post a video apologizing to people, but it had, like, I think right now, I mean, last time I checked, it had like 250,000 dislikes to like 30,000 likes. Like, it was very much so not liked, and it's just really sad, and it's just, I don't know. It's just one of those things, it's just like, you have to be really careful about what you say. Like, the funny thing is I didn't even start my Twitter account until, I'd have to check. I don't think I started my Twitter account until after college, because I even knew that people were using Twitter like in high school, and my mom even warned me, like, don't tweet anything, like, be very, very careful about what you tweet because it will come back to bite you. And I feel like Twitter is that one social media app that people are the most like candid on, which is great, but it's one of those things that like you never know like what could happen. And she tweeted these things like 6 years ago, which, what was that, 2012? That wasn't that long ago. Like, how old was I? I was a sophomore in college when that happened. Even if she's saying that it's because of the way she was raised and it was the community she grew up in. So it's like, yeah, maybe if you grew up in that community and that was okay to say in that community, like, keep it in that community. Like, don't bring it on to such a public platform. It's just like, I don't know. I just feel like it's always good to be very careful about what you do and don't say. Like, there's a lot of things I could have posted on my YouTube channel and talked about. There's like a lot of things I could talk about, like even with my time at Disney, but there's a lot of things it's just like, it's just not worth repeating. It's just not worth saying. And it's just, there's a lot of things that's just not worth posting publicly. And I think that even if you don't have like a YouTube channel, or even if you don't want to like have that as your business, and let's just say you use social media just for fun or just because it's what you enjoy, like for personal reasons, like I think you should just always be so careful about what you post and what you don't, because it's like you never know who's going to be hurt by things. And I don't know, I just think it's one of those tricky things that you have to be really careful nowadays, because it's like you never know, like, what you might find funny, it might not be funny to other people, and it might be hurtful to other people. So I'm pretty sure though she was a YouTuber, like she was definitely had a following when she posted those things. So it's just like, why, I don't know, like, I don't know, it doesn't make any sense. My brows are looking horrible today. That's okay, I don't care. Let me know what you guys think about the whole beauty community thing, and if you think, like, do you guys watch? I know there's a lot of you guys that are guys, so you guys don't watch beauty videos, but do you watch those types of videos? Do you, like, enjoy them anymore? I feel like I have not been enjoying beauty videos in a very long time. I used to get so excited about beauty videos, and I just feel like I haven't been that way in a long time. And it's not necessarily because I don't, yeah, my brows are looking bad. It's fine, because not always do I have a good brow day, but I feel like you never record it when you are. But this happens a lot where I'm just like drawing them in. It's okay, because right now it looks a little crazy because I don't have the eyeshadow. Once the eyeshadow's on, it will all look complete. But yeah, do you guys even watch beauty YouTuber like videos? Like, I feel like I used to be so excited about so many different people, and I don't know if they just got bored because they hit a certain level and it just wasn't doing it for them anymore. I just feel like what I used to get inspired off of is just not even there anymore. Like, I just feel like it's just not even fun to watch. Like, I don't get excited about that anymore. I get more entertained by the videos. Sorry, the bad videos like people are posting right now. Like, that is more interesting to me than the tutorials. But I feel like everyone's been doing the tutorials, but they have to be more and more entertaining. So people are doing tutorials like, I had a homeless man do my makeup, or I did my makeup, this is a perfect example, sitting in the middle of a Ross store and I only picked out Ross makeup products. It's like, I just can't relate to that. I mean, I guess it's kind of entertaining to watch, but I just don't even watch that because it's like, okay, well, I wouldn't really get my makeup from there. I'm sure some people do, but you're kind of making fun of the people who get makeup from there, which not everyone can afford to shop at Sephora. So you're making fun of a demographic that probably follows you. I don't know, I'm getting probably too personal here, but I just don't find those videos funny. Like, I think the mukbang videos or mukbang videos where they eat a ton of food and talk, I love those. Those are great, but they're not even makeup related. I typically like the like chatty get ready with me, which is why I'm filming this right now. This is gonna be way too long though. I apologize. I'm sorry. But I guess that was all kind of much of a ramble, but I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, the beauty community, it just makes me really sad now because I used to be so inspired by it and I just want to create videos and I was so excited just to be creative and do different things, and I just feel like everyone's just bored. I feel like no one's inspired. Everyone just hates the community, which I don't blame them because everyone's just tearing each other apart instead of building each other up. And that's kind of why I like starting my Disney videos and talking about that, even though it wasn't meant to be like a temporary or permanent thing. It was just like a temporary, like, oh, I can talk about my Disney experience and see how that goes. And you guys loved it. And I feel like that's because people are just tired of seeing people in the beauty community bicker, even though it was such a big part of YouTube. I just feel like, I don't think it's dying per se. I just think that when people think of the beauty community, they think of the YouTubers that are just like horrible to one another. And just creating drama, and there's so many other creators that are smaller but just really create such amazing content. It's just so creative. And yeah, so I'll link some accounts down below too that I follow that I just think are so creative and that really I feel like are underrated, or people don't talk about them as much, because I think there's a lot of people out there that are just amazing and no one's really talking about them. But yeah, starting with the Jaclyn Hill palette, the controversial now Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm going to take the shade Access, and it's the yellow shade. I'm going to use that in my crease as like a transition shade. It's the first shade that you put down. I'll also zoom you guys in. By zoom in, I mean I will scoot closer to the camera so you guys can see. This is my fixed lens, so I can't zoom in and out. Okay, so talking about the palette now. I bought this palette at Ulta, so I had 2 of the palettes. So my friend Erica was so nice. She sent me 2 of the palettes that she got that were considered the old or bad palettes because she's on Morphe's PR list. She sent me the 2 that I actually like loved. It's the 2 warm tone palettes, and then I went out and bought this one that's just like the green and yellows, and then I also bought the one that's like blue tones. So I bought both of these in Ulta. My mom got them for me, bless her, the day they came out. Again, so I just tapped into here. I have a lot of product on the brush. I didn't really tap it off, but I want you guys to see, like, that's really pigmented and it blends out really well. So there's quite a few people talking about these palettes and not saying great things about them and complaining about them, saying they're chalky. And Jaclyn Hill finally tweeted today saying, for those of you who have complaints, please let me know like where you got it. Because I think there are people saying that when they got their palettes from Ulta, they just were chalky and they weren't good at all. But like, I haven't had any problems with mine. So there must be some issues with them, because I have a really hard time believing that there's some bad palettes out there, because this one is just so good. And the 2 that I bought, like I did a look with the other one. I mean, they're not perfect. They're $15 eyeshadow palettes. Like they're pretty cheap considering like how much they could be worth. Like I feel like people are comparing them to like really expensive, nice palettes. But there's a lot of people saying they're not like the quality of her first palettes, which I think they are. I think they're really great. So I'm not really sure what the complaints is or what the issue is. Like I'm just like sitting over here. This is my 3rd time dipping into the pan, and like that's yellow. That's a very yellow pigment. So I really like these palettes. I'm not BSing it. I really do like them. So I think there just must be an issue in some people getting bad quality ones. Honestly, the entire beauty community in general is just so negative right now, and it's just like, ugh. But you know what? My favorite time of the year is coming up. It's almost Halloween, and I love Halloween. I just get so creative and so inspired, and I really want to create a skull look, even though those have been done so much recently. But I want to do something different, which I think is hard because everything's been done, and I want to use fun colors, and I just want to like play. I'm using the shade Secure next. It's this orange shade right here. But yeah, honestly, I just love makeup, and I just love creating makeup looks with it. But dang, so far, this is what I'm talking about, the shadows, and people are giving them such a hard time, but like these shadows blend out so well. You guys can see it. I'm going in with the top secret shade, and I'm going to just put that in the outer corner and just start blending that out. Moving on. So my life recently, I just feel like it's been really hard for me to make videos just because I feel like there's just been a lot going on, and I feel like there's just big changes happening, and I can't really talk about anything yet because nothing's really happened, and I'm one of those people that it has to be like official for me to announce. But I feel like I have some pretty exciting things coming up in my personal life, which I don't really typically talk about. I just feel like, and I feel like this is totally normal, but I just get in a rut sometimes. It just seems like things aren't working out, and I know that it's always gonna work out, but I just feel like I've been kind of in one of those recently, and I haven't really been posting on social media, like on either of my accounts, and I've been doing the bare minimum. And even though I absolutely love responding to your guys' comments after I post videos, like I've been putting it off until Wednesday morning and haven't been the best at like responding right away, and I just feel like I haven't been keeping up with friends, and just like, I don't know, I just feel like I've been in a rut recently, and I feel like that's normal, but at the same time, like, I'm just ready to get out of it, and I don't know, I'm hoping some changes will be coming up soon, and that'll be nice and fun. Yeah, these shadows are bomb. these shadows are great. But yeah, so that's just been kind of, I don't know, I'm just feeling kind of blah recently. And it's just really hard to film and just to create when I'm feeling blah. But I'm hoping that with Halloween coming up, like, I'll just be feeling like so much more inspired and so excited. And hopefully I work with Sephora again this year. We actually have collaborated for the Too Faced launch, and I've been working on a piece for that. So I'll be posting that to my channel. I have to think about the dates. On Wednesday or Thursday. I think posting it Wednesday, and then they're reposting it on Friday. So you might see yours truly on Sephora's Instagram page on Friday, so check that out. But that's been like one of the coolest collaborations I've had. And again, like, I absolutely loved working for Sephora, and I do still love working with Sephora. If you guys don't know my background at all, which I probably should do a video just talking about my experience working with Sephora. I started working there when I was in college. My love for makeup started when I started watching videos on YouTube, and that's how I learned how to do makeup was makeup. That's how I learned how to do makeup, was watching YouTube videos, like watching Michelle Phan. I loved her videos, and that's how I got started. And so I started there, and then I wanted to work as a beauty person at Sephora, which thank God they did not hire me for that because I was not ready. But I started off at the cashier and just did the cash wrap for a while. And then every single day when you go in, they have a different tutorial for you to watch. And you either learn about the brand, or you learn about a new product, or you learn a new trick, but you're always learning. So it's one of those places where if you work there for years, like, you just learn so much information because you can't learn it overnight. It's just something you learn day by day, working with clients and doing different things. And I just learned so much when I was working there, and I absolutely loved my time there. But I also had another dream too, and that was working for Disney. And when I was deciding to leave there, like, I'm sure it's awkward for anyone giving a 2 weeks notice. Whenever I've had to do it, it's just not been fun. But it was so hard for me to tell them I had to leave, and I loved working for Sephora. I still love the company. But one of my managers, and apparently looking back, this was a scare tactic. Apparently it was not true at all, finding out from other people who work for Sephora. But she told me that, oh, if you leave, you're never working with Sephora again. Like, you're not allowed to come back. And I guess we had a high turnover rate at the time, so she was trying to scare me into not leaving. But it was just like horrible. It made me feel terrible, and I just felt like, oh my gosh, my dreams working at Sephora and being a makeup artist were ruined. And by the time I left, I actually was a certified makeup artist, so I moved up pretty quickly, considering I was only there for like a little over a year, I think. Anyway, so I was pretty bummed because I feel like I didn't leave on the best note. But then she ended up moving away and leaving, and it was funny when I came back, like, everyone I talked to, whenever I would go in the store, they're like, well, you should come back and work for us. So I've actually gotten several job offers at Sephora since then, and I've also been able to work with them and contracted with them to provide makeup looks, which is really cool for me, and I absolutely love it. So that's been really cool and kind of funny to me because she was just so insistent that I'd never work for the company. But it's like, yep, well, I'm still working with them, and they like my work so much that they're not paying me to be on their channels on social media, and that's just been such a dream come true for me. And that's just been so cool to know that it's like Sephora, like, not only do they like my content, but they'll actually pay me to create content for them, especially for someone who only has, like, I think it's like 22,000 followers on Instagram. But it's not like a lot in comparison to other bigger beauty YouTubers. But that's the thing, is like, you don't have to have a certain number for companies to want to work with you. So if you're afraid of reaching out to companies and you feel like you don't have enough subscribers or have enough followers, like, you should still do it. You never know. Like, I feel like companies now don't even really look at that as much as they used to, and I feel like they're focusing more on, like, the engagement. Like, that's what's more important than, like, having a following, because you can just buy a following. But if your following isn't engaging with you, or they don't care, like, what's the point of having it, you know? Okay, so I'm going to partially cut my crease again using a concealer. I did this in my last video, and I just loved how it turned out. I feel like this is one of the things that you definitely have to take more time with, but it's totally worth it, especially if you're going out and you gotta have your makeup on for a while. And if you have slightly hooded eyes like me, like, I feel like they're not that bad right now, but sometimes towards the end of the day, my lid will just be completely hooded over. I feel like this will really help define your eyes, and I just really like the way it's been turning out. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking a flat concealer brush. This is the Sigma Concealer F70 brush, and a little bit of concealer on the back of my hand. And what I like to do is just place it on my lid, and then I'll also just look up, kind of to make it, like, hit my lid so I know, like, how high I should go. And from there, I'll just kind of, like, taper it down. But I've just really enjoyed how this has turned out recently. I just feel like it looks so much more clean. Actually, this brush is doing wonders for me right now. I haven't used this brush in a while, but it's actually, like, the bristles are so tight, it's really easy for me to do this and make it look clean. But what I typically do is I'll start in the middle and then I'll kind of work my way up. Like, I don't want to just start heavy-handed because if there's too much product, I don't want to mess it up. It's also easier if you keep your eye open too, so you can see where it cuts. Like if I close my eye, you can't, it looks like my crease goes up to here when it doesn't. I think that's pretty good. So then you see it's a little bit sloppy on the side. I'll just kind of blend that out with my finger to kind of like smooth it out. Oh yeah, that's looking really nice. Look at that. And then I'm going to go in with the shade, oh no, too many choices. I'm going with the shade, I think even though I like the coin shade, I'm going with the shade Guilt Trip because I feel like that looks more smoggy, smoky than, since we're still going with that look. I'm taking the shade Guilt Trip. Yup. Oh, so pretty. There we go. Honestly, I feel like it never shows up better than when I put it on my hand. You know, like using a brush. Oh, well, take it back. Take it back. But yeah, I feel like this is a trick I mean, I knew about, but I haven't really done because I'm just like, oh, it's not worth my time. It's worth your time. It's so good. I would never normally wear like a yellow-green eyeshadow look, but I'm just loving this and I feel like it's turning out so fun, and I honestly love this palette. So there must just be an issue where some people just don't get this kind of palette. Like there must be a pressing issue because these shadows are really good, so I'm not sure. It just makes me sad that some people aren't getting this quality. So I definitely just took this look to the next level and I did what I said I wouldn't do, and I used the color Coin, but I loved how it turned out. So I'm gonna do this to the other side now too. I'm just taking, obviously my hands, I'm taking my middle finger here and I'm just rubbing that in the pigment. Oh, it looks so pretty. And then I'm just going to press that right in the middle. Like that's just so stunning. I don't know if you guys can really see that. Here, I'll turn a little more. So press that in the middle, and then what I'll do is I'll kind of drag that to the outside and drag that to both of the sides to kind of make that more in the middle. This side definitely turned out way better than this side, but that's okay. And it's okay to kind of go into where you put that green color earlier or the darker shade, because what you can do, I'm not sure where I learned this technique, but I love it, is I'll take some of that green back on my other, what brush? MAC 217S brush. I'll just kind of lightly pack that back in over here. And by putting down some of that like shimmer shade, it creates a nice subtle soft ombre effect because there is some hint of glitter. Like I feel like it just makes it a little bit softer looking. I actually really love doing this technique with shimmers now, where I'll just like plop them down farther than I would like in this area. And then I'll just go on top of it with a matte shadow, but then the smallest amount of the glitter will still shine through. So it just looks really seamlessly blended even if it's not. Also, what I did on this side, I took the shade VIP. It's that like really light white shade over here. I took that on my crease brush and just really popped that in the inner corner. And I just feel like it just adds something. I'm not sure what it's adding, but it's adding something. I'm not sure if this is gonna look good or not, to be honest, but I kind of don't care at this point. I'm taking the Smashbox lipstick in the shade Always On. Last year, for whatever reason, I was craving a pumpkin colored lipstick, and this was it for me, and I'm just obsessed with it. So I don't think this is really gonna go, but I'm not going anywhere looking like this, so it's fine. It's just you guys. But I just love this lip color. I'm just like so ready for fall. I'm just so ready right now. Yep, doesn't really go, but that's okay. I just applied my mascara off camera just to save myself some time, and this is the Benefit Cosmetics Bag Out Bang Mascara. I feel like that's like my new favorite mascara of all time. Like I've just been using it a lot recently and I absolutely love it. Even though my lashes are looking a little clumpy, that's not really the mascara. I think that's because I put mascara on yesterday and I probably didn't fully wash it off, but I've just been loving it. So I actually don't think I'm even gonna put on false lashes, which is shocking. I always do false lashes because I just love the way this looks right now. So I almost forgot highlights, so I'm going to pop that on really quick. The highlight I've been loving too is the Mary Luminizer highlight from The Balm. This was sent to me by them, but I feel like this has been popular for a while with YouTubers, so when it was sent to me, I already had heard about it. I just never bought it. and I was just like obsessed with it. So now you can see my highlight is still there because I applied it earlier, and then when I pop on my highlight on top of the highlighted powder I got from Laura Mercier, I just feel like it looks so smooth. Like, you know how YouTubers and beauty gurus too will have this beaming highlight and their skin just looks perfect? I've never really gotten that because I have dry skin, so it just, when I usually put on a highlighter, it just looks textured. It just doesn't look very good. And even though I do have some texture going on right here right now, I feel like this combination of that setting powder plus a highlight just looks amazing. So even if you feel like you have dry skin and that just whole look has never looked good, like my skin right now looks like I've been doing skincare for like 20 years, even though I definitely have not. Okay, so for the under eye part, I'm taking a Sigma Pencil E30 brush, and I think I'm going to make it look a little bit more orangey, kind of, maybe that'll save the lip color from looking a little clowny. I'm taking the shade Agent, that's this yellow shade up here, and maybe a little bit of the Smooth Criminal. Like, that was just me dipping in once, and you can see that color is just looking like so good. Okay, so I'm actually not going to use any other shade besides that Agent color because I think that's looking really cool. Okay, noted again, this palette is only $15. Like, that's just insane to me because some palettes with like this many shades will sell for like $40 and this is only $15. But yeah, actually I really like that, and I feel like it ties in the lipstick more, so yay, that turned out great. But yeah, this is the finished look. Thank you guys for, oh my gosh, my hair is looking terrible. Thank you guys for getting ready with me, even though I'm going nowhere. I just feel like this is actually what I really just needed because I've just been feeling kind of not that great the past couple days, which is fine, and I feel like that happens. I just don't always post that on YouTube, and I feel like it's okay to post that because I don't ever want people to think like I'm this happy person all the time. Like, there's definitely times where I'm just like, I don't want to talk to anyone. I just want to just sit on my bed and watch Netflix. Like, that's all I want to do, and just not do anything. And I feel like I've been kind of in that mood recently, but I haven't really been talking about it. So thank you guys for getting ready with me, even though I'm going nowhere. Sometimes even if I'm having a not so great day, I just love doing makeup because it just allows me to be so creative and try new things. Like, I would never really wear this kind of eyeshadow look or even pair it with this lipstick, but I just feel like it's so fun, and I'm really glad I tried something new, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, this chatty get ready with me. Let me know what some of your thoughts are because I never want this to be a monologue. I would love to hear what your guys' thoughts are on some of the things I talked about, whether it's the air quality in Washington right now, or even the beauty community going up in smoke, or even this palette, which I think I must have just gotten a good batch because some people are really just not liking this palette right now, and I really liked my palette, so I'm not really sure what the issue is. So if you guys have anything to say, just let me know in the comments down below. I love talking to you guys. Thank you guys for always being so sweet and so kind. Like, you have no idea how much your comments truly make my day and just make me smile. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!